everyone! Today's video is a natural makeup look video, and this is based off the sort of makeup look I had in my recent Lush video. This was requested by a viewer, so thank you very much for watching, and thank you for your interest and for saying my makeup looked good. So let's get started. So before I start my makeup routine, I tie my hair back, and I just cleanse, tone and moisturise my skin before putting anything else on. Now when I was doing the Lush video, I don't think I cleansed, and I definitely didn't have the 9 to 5 cleansing lotion, but I'm going to use that today. I don't think it's going to make a big difference in the results, but just in case it does, that's what I've used today. And I've just got a very small dollop like that because that is going to do my whole face, and there'll probably be lots left over. So that's all on now, and I'm just going to remove that with a cotton pad. And cleansing the skin just helps to get rid of any dirt that might be on the skin. Right, so onto the toner. This is the Aroma Water. I've actually watered this down. I went through this a long time ago and just filled it up with tap water, so it's mostly water with just a hint of lavender. And using a toner just helps to get off anything that the cleanser maybe missed. And finally, my favourite bit of doing my skincare routine, the Celestial Moisturiser. A moisturiser just helps to keep your skin soft and smooth, and it can also provide quite a good base to put makeup on. I'm just gently patting off the excess moisturiser, and now I'm ready to apply my makeup. This is the Clarins Everlasting Foundation Plus in the shade 103, which is Ivory. And it was quite expensive to buy, and just in general, if you already have foundation, then just use whatever works for you. This is just the one I use. And I'm just going to apply my foundation with the Real Techniques Beauty Sponge. I can't remember the exact name for it, but I'll stick it in the description if anybody wants to give it a try. There we go, I just dab that onto my hand first. And then I take a finger, and I just start putting little spots all around my face. I always feel a bit like a children's TV character at this point. And I'm going to use just the kind of curved side of the sponge for this. And I'm just going to rub that in. I know there's some differing views on how to use this sponge. Some people like to dab, some people like to kind of slide like this. I'm one of the people who likes to slide. Right, there we are, that's just a base layer over my face, and now I'm going to go over again with the flat part of the sponge, and I'm just going to do the area by my eyes and my nose, just to give that a little bit more coverage. If you're somebody who uses concealer, you might prefer to use that at this point. I do have concealer, but I don't find I have loads to conceal. And for a natural look, I just try to use as little as possible. So that extra layer of foundation just around my eyes has helped with the discolouring around the bottom of my eye. It's helped my skin to all look the same colour, but of course you can still see that I have bags. This is a natural look, I'm not going for a glamour shot or anything like that. And the final thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and reduce some of the redness on this spot up here. And I'm just going to take that with just the very top of the makeup sponge there, just that tip. I'm just going to go over and try and make that look more natural. And there we are, that's me done with my foundation. And the main reason I use foundation is to try and make my pale skin look a bit more vibrant. And I think that's a good start. I really like how that's turned out today. So let's continue, and the next thing I'm going to do is my eye makeup. The eyeshadow I'm going to use today is by a brand called Essence, and I think they call this a duo palette. And basically what they do with this duo palette is they give you a light colour, and then if you want to wear the makeup at night or make it a bit more daring, they also give you a darker colour that kind of complements the lighter shade. This is one of my favourites, as you can probably tell. It's very well used. And this is shade 03, which is Irresistible Choco Cupcake. So I'm just going to use the top shade today. I'm not going to use the brown, just the top shade, just to lighten my eyes, brighten them up a little, and give myself a bit of colour. The other thing I like about this eyeshadow is you can either use it wet or dry. You can wet the brush and it really gives it quite a 3D vibrant look again. So there's a varying different number of looks and different numbers of colours that you can get out of this palette, just from the two shades. Now at this point I'm just going to tell you a bit more about filming, because in person my eyes right now look like I'm going to see a show, or maybe I'm going on a date or something. The eyeshadow is quite heavy and quite thick at the moment. On camera though, it looks quite natural, I'd say. It looks like I've maybe just brightened them up just a little, and it's only when I get closer there that you maybe see that it's a little thicker than you first thought. And that's just what I'm going to say about this makeup routine. I do have to kind of exaggerate everything that I want in order for it to show up on camera. If I were to go outside right now, it would look like I was going somewhere special. So if you try this out at home and it feels a bit heavy, then do take some off so that you get more of the real natural look other than the camera natural look, because the natural look on camera isn't always the same as the natural look in person. I'm going to tidy up the edges with my finger. And other than that, I like the way that that looks, so I'm going to move on to my mascara now. The mascara I'm using today is by Essence and it's called Lash Mania. I think this is quite an old one. I'm not sure if they still sell it, but certainly there's a lot of things that are very similar, and I'm just going to sweep that over my eyelashes. I'm very guilty of using far too much mascara, so I'm going to be very careful here. In this case, less is more. If my eyes end up looking like a beauty queen, then it's not going to make this look as good. So I'm just going to kind of even out my eyelashes a bit more and just very lightly put that on. I'd usually use a lot more mascara, but because this is meant to be a natural look, oops, I don't want to go too heavy, so there we are. I don't put any mascara on my bottom set of lashes, that's just personal preference. This is a lot lighter than I usually would go. Usually I'd have tons of mascara, but ultimately this just kind of evens them out a bit and gives them something without going too crazy. If I'd been going on a night out as well, I would have put some eyeliner on just now. But I'm not going to do that today because this is meant to be a natural look, and I find that with my eyeliner it suddenly makes me look a lot more serious and a lot more like I'm going out somewhere. So I'm going to leave that out today, and the last thing I'm going to do is put on some lip gloss. My lip gloss is Laura Mercier and it's in the shade Baby Doll. The thing about lip gloss is this one is quite expensive, but ultimately, as long as it suits your skin tone and suits your makeup look, it can be drugstore, it can be the most expensive lip gloss in the world. Just make sure that it suits you properly and any of them will do the job. And that's my natural look for when I'm on the camera. The last thing that I do before filming any videos is I put my hair down again. And that's me ready for filming now. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and if you have any questions, do let me know below. Thank you everyone, cheerio!